every year. And most of them, there was one that said they didn't care to be put back in that spot. But,
Yeah, she was kind of tucked. I mean, she wasn't even on the circle, really. She was off, but everybody was walking by there. How about the market vendors? Were they?
some of them felt like people just walked through and didn't even stop and look at their stuff
Yeah. Well,
because they were coming from downtown walking through.
Yeah.
But that was, nobody could help that.
Yeah.
It's just
Some people just walk around the circle and don't stop.
Right.
Too. They just walk around.
And they did something new when it was time to leave. They called it, I can't remember. It was a catchy thing they
Carrie
called
Dawn's
it.
on. Hi, Carrie.
Oh,
Carrie, can you hear us?
Wonder whose little water this is.
Carrie, can you hear us?
I'm not sure.
just
what
be
it is.
sure.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm trying to do 500 things right now at the same time. I just walked in from, I was all in Greenwood all day, so I was just trying to get the dogs fed, and so I apologize, but I can hear you.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. I just got had a conference today too with the Leadership Academy, so I've been kind of rushing to get up here too and ready. So no, you're good.
All right, good.
I'm glad that you able to join, and there's 3 of us here. So we've got Joe Scott, Carol Hannah, and yourself. So Jeanette Isbell and Julia can't be here tonight, but we'll go through everything and keep going. So awesome.
Okay, well, we're ready to start the meeting, and we've already kind of done a roll call, so we do have a quorum. So we've got minutes from the last meeting, but I was not present. So I don't know that we really can vote on them. Should we?
I know last month, Joe had listened to the recording.
Well,
and then
actually, I
voted
listened
in.
to it.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
That was
So thank
really,
you.
really helpful to have the whole recording.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
was really nice because I think Stephanie sent it to me the next day, and I was able to sit down and go through the whole thing. And
Listen, yeah.
that is
Good way.
very nice.
Yeah, and they have it now on YouTube as well. So
Okay.
all
Oh.
the town board meetings will be put on YouTube, probably within about a week after the
After the
meeting.
meeting.
Depends on Stephanie's schedule, but yeah, she's putting them on YouTube, and there's a link on the town website as well
Okay.
to that
Yeah.
YouTube page. So yeah.
So I guess we can. So does that mean that I can vote on it?
So if the 3 of you are comfortable, we can hold off till next month.
I think probably I didn't get a chance to look through.
I
them.
read them when I got them sent to me.
See, yeah.
I didn't see
See
anything
anything.
that I thought was incorrect.
Yeah.
Carrie, you okay with, have you looked at them or?
Yes, it looks good.
Okay, well, I will let somebody make a motion to approve them then.
I'll make a motion to approve.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we have none opposed, so that will, yeah, we got that one done with then. Okay, so I guess we can move on to old business, and if Denise is ready. We will let you.
Gary, I'm going to share my screen here.
Okay.
Hold it.
Okay, so, oh my gosh, you got a lot.
September. Yeah, and then, yeah, and then if you just go to this presentation, that'll be. Scroll. Which way it's going. There we go. There's the, so there's the minute meetings and then that's, yeah.
Okay, all right. So can you see that, Carrie?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so we'll kind of go through this. And Carrie, I have your tree board handbook as well. It's the booklet that Arbor Day Foundation provided. So I'll
Okay.
give it to you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so just kind of scrolling through here. Wanted to first start out on our Facebook page. The Facebook page, we put a initial invite post on the 18th of August, just kind of created the image. I'm going to work with Scott Needham to get a little bit more clear picture and resolution of the logo. The town logo sits in front of a tree canopy, treescape that I thought was really good and fitting, but it's a little blurry. So he's going to get with me the next time we're here together and get that looking a little bit better. But the 1st of September, we put out our first page, our post. And on that, I just wanted to highlight those who are on the board. I hope it was okay to put your name on there, but I wanted the community to know who is on the board and that there are members here actively working hard to improve and enhance our trees here in our town and also educate as well. But then on the second post, and Brees, what I've been doing, we've kind of worked out a good system between him and I. I tried to send him at the beginning of the week an idea with some images, and then he'll take it from there. And I just give him a little bit of a snip of the wording to put out, and then he'll put his creativity to it. The first post, that was just something that I had done real quick. He was just getting acclimated to his college schedule, and we gave him some time. And so then starting with that second post, he took that and got a program that he can work with on his laptop. So he'll be putting those out each week. He's got one that is going to be going out probably tomorrow or Saturday. So I asked him if he could get it out towards the end of the week. We get one post a week, that'll be enough. And, you know, to kind of create that following, and then also gives him some flexibility as far as I told him it's not a hardcore deadline that it has to be out exactly every Thursday or Friday. I wanted him to feel that, you know, he can work around his college schedule. But the post that is going to be going out tomorrow is going to be encouraging a planting for trees in the fall. So we mentioned some trees that are fitting to be planted in the fall, and then we'll follow up next week and we'll give that nice diagram that we have in our tree management guide of how to properly plant a tree. So he's going to give hint, you know, to that. So so we're just going to kind of encourage them to start thinking about what tree that they might want to get out there and purchase, and then we want to have some interaction with that. So then that way, when they do plant the tree, then hopefully some, kind of like we did get some responses as far as your favorite fall tree. And I told them, don't worry about having an enormous amount of response. You know, we don't see a whole lot of interaction with the town website either. So I think just getting that awareness out there about our committee, and then just providing some education and being a valuable resource to the community and urban forestry is, you know, our goal, as well as giving those opportunities that come forward for volunteer or participation in planting trees and different things that, and just highlighting the local projects that we've got coming up and that we do throughout the years. Right.
So yeah, so the way we have this set up, somebody you have to be you have to actually be a friend to be able to see the posts, because once someone said they wanted to try to like or follow this and they couldn't.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
Is it a closed group?
No, it's
It's
set
not
as
really
a
a
public
group.
setting, to where anyone can,
can see it.
but
I think they wanted to, you know, how you can follow,
Mhm.
so you're not really a member of the group, but you can see when posts come through. And I didn't get a chance. I'm not that big of a Facebook person anyway, yeah, to see if they just wanted to follow
yeah.
follow
okay,
the posts. Or,
Sure.
yeah, get notifications when a post came, and then they couldn't even like it. You know, sometimes you know, if you see a website, you like it, and then that kind of
Okay.
starts popping up as things come along.
Well, I'm already a friend.
Yeah, I think that's what happened when I did too.
They do have it set to where they do have to request to follow, and maybe until it's not been accepted, because I get it. So maybe that during that time frame they can't. But let me check into that to see if
Yeah,
there's a
because,
way
like,
that they could just automatically
Just
follow
it.
and not have to
not have to
request
be-
that.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Let me look
because-
into the settings on that.
Yeah, and maybe it is just
Glad you
something
brought
with the
that up.
setting, or just like it,
Yeah.
you know, and then that kind of pushes out to their group of
Mhm.
friends then,
Right.
you know, so it starts multiplying then, because it reaches their friends, and then their friends can like it, and it reaches their friends without having to actually request.
Request to
anything,
follow.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me check on that to see, because, you know, that would be great, because then, you know, I know that there's been some that's come in over the weekend, and then if I haven't pulled up my emails
Email
over
right
the
away.
weekend,
Yeah.
then
then,
it's Monday
yeah.
before, you know,
before you-
so,
Yeah,
yeah, okay. Yeah, let me check into that, and
Because
see
there are a
how
lot
that's
of-
set
I
up.
think there are a lot of groups. I know I did that with the Friends of the Park. I just followed the
Right.
group.
I'm sure there has
Or
to be
follow
something
the-
in the settings then.
I'm not using the right word, whatever, follow the page. But
Well, we are a group,
you are a group.
page. Is this a group page or just a regular Facebook page?
It's a regular Facebook page under, I had to put like, it's under, Pendleton, Indiana Urban is the first name, and then Forestry is the last name. Yeah. So it's not like a business
Yeah.
page, but then we just kept it to where it's town contact information,
Mhm.
just so then, you know, that way it's not tied
I
to
wonder, yeah.
personal page or.
Because really, I mean, as time goes on, it would be better if somebody didn't have, so you have to accept everybody coming in.
That is how, but I've just never had it to where not knowing if that's always how it is or not, so.
Well, I
will
don't think so,
check
because
into it.
like even the park or the Friends of the, or the library, I just like to follow them. I don't ever, it's not like I'm actually a member. I don't know. enough.
I set up my class as a group. That was a long time ago, and I have to stop and think about it, but I think that might be a thing, but you'll have to ask
Yeah.
Reese, he'll
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I'll check into the
Yeah.
settings on that, because I'm sure there probably is a way that
Something.
where they could just
Where it
like
says,
something.
where you
and then-
create the
Microphone.
group and somebody has to be the administrator, or several people can be the administrator,
yeah.
that's a group.
That,
In
yeah,
my mind, I could be wrong, but,
yeah.
and this is just set up like an individual's Facebook page, is that what it is?
It's just set up like a
Oh,
normal
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Facebook page,
Yeah.
but like Reese has the password and so do I, and then the clerk's office has record of it.
But
Right.
yeah, maybe it does need to be a group. I mean, if it's something we need to change early on, it'd be better to kind of try to get it right before it gets too, I know we probably have several members, but like, if you go to you'd have an administrator, but it's not somebody other than they can probably,
They can add things or
yes,
delete things, the
Yes.
administrator can.
yeah, and everyone else.
And if
just
you make it a
looks at it.
closed group, then somebody has to approve whoever comes on. But not all groups are closed
closed.
groups.
So like who set up the Friends of the Park, do you know?
Was it Karen? I think it was Karen,
Yeah.
and she helped us set up the museum's
Okay.
Facebook page,
Okay.
and it's a
Well,
group.
maybe, maybe
Yeah.
she could,
Check with
Yeah.
Karen
somebody. knows
Yeah.
where- knows
Well,
where
I
they
bet,
go.
I bet Reese is gonna know, like the
Yeah.
farmer's market, it has its
Yes,
own group.
yeah. And you can like it and you can follow it and,
There's how you create one, there's how I do it, it just goes like that, you put the name of your group and all that stuff,
Okay.
it just says create
re-
group.
yeah,
But maybe
Okay.
that's not the reason it's doing that, but
yeah,
ask Reese and see. You'll know.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I will check
Okay.
into that, find out. At least get either the settings changed or if we need
or
to
just
change it.
change,
the
yeah,
setup,
change
yeah.
the.
To a
whatever
group.
To a group, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I like what it looks like.
Mhm.
And I feel like right now, one a week is enough. I mean, I think
Oh, yeah.
everybody gets plenty of stuff.
Stuff, yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
let's make sure that, that whatever it is worth looking at.
Yes,
People will pay attention to it.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, continue, share and, and I'll, and then the other thing too that I wanted to get out is I want to get a post out on the town's website to invite
Mhm.
everyone to
Yeah.
join. So
Yeah.
I'll make sure I got the setting right first
Before you do,
that
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah, so wanted to, get that out there, kind of get it going and then ask Solution for eBids if they can go ahead and share that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So right now we've got about 80 followers. It seems like, every day we get requests. So hopefully, that'll continue to grow and we'll find that it's enjoyable, for everyone. I think it'll be good. And I'm looking forward to our Franklin Street project and those type of things that
Yeah,
I
that we
think
can-
will
Yeah.
really be exciting thing. So, yeah. Okay, yep, I will do that. The second thing is that just a quick update, talked a little bit about this last week, but next Wednesday, we are going to be meeting with the MS4 partnership, and that is regarding stormwater. And with the stormwater, there's a general permit that every municipality has certain requirements that they have to comply with. And to make it a little bit less cumbersome, we as a municipality, we can work together and partner with other towns and cities. So then that way we can kind of check the boxes off of those certain requirements that we now have to
Mhm.
meet. So that includes training for temporary staff, seasonal staff, long-term, year-round staff. Also, we have to start providing workshops for construction or contractors. That way that they're aware of those stormwater erosion control parameters that they need to keep in mind and that they need to follow. And then also too, an education portion of it as well, that they want us to provide public outreach and engagement opportunities to help educate the public about stormwater benefits. And a big, huge stormwater benefit or asset is our trees and how much they absorb runoff water, rainwater, and keep those floods from occurring and so forth. So what we were kind of thinking is that we've got the first event, we've already knocked that out. That was a few weeks ago. It was about I think it's 20th of August. They did a White River clean out. So they cleaned a lot of litter along White River there. And then we need to do one again next spring, and then sometime next summer or fall. So we'll have that 3 in a year calendar period. And so what I'd like to pitch to them is, since this is Madison County wide and our 200-year bicentennial is next year, I thought it would be kind of right timing that either in the spring or next fall, we would do a tree planting initiative, and and then also kind of throw in that opportunity for education on stormwater benefits that trees provide. But each entity, if we all were to commit to planting 25 trees on a particular day or a particular week, somewhere around the same time, I think that it's something that each entity can create and coordinate in and of themselves, but yet we would propose this to Arbor Day Foundation for one of their grants. And it would be very similar to the trees that we received for the tree recovery project, which they provided 300 trees at that time. So we thought if they can help us out, even if it was half of it, I'm sure each entity would be able to come up with some funding to support part of the trees. But planting those trees in the community, those can be on personal property, or they can be in public right-of-ways, public lands such as the park, cemetery, golf course like we've done in the past, or we can open it up. But being 25 trees, it's a little limiting, to open it up to residential. So we probably as a town would probably focus on more right-of-way, street trees, to kind of help replenish those that were lost in the tornado a few years back. And so Arbor Day is all on board with it. They said, we can, it's kind of a year-round cycling application. We're not limited to a certain strict deadline. So they said, get everyone interested in and apply. And it sounds like it's pretty good. Feel pretty confident that we'll get support from them.
How much like ballpark does a tree to buy it and plant it and everything? What's the
For
cost?
The cost for our local nurseries is anywhere from about $140 to about $175 a tree. And that would be a 1.5 to about a 2-inch caliber tree. There's some of them that are 220, 240, but most of them seem to range from about 140 to 170 or 180.
And then do we count like what the cost of the labor is?
That helps a lot with our matching requirements.
Yeah.
So our hourly rate for our street department guys, that is a huge help with that. And then also equipment use goes towards that, whether it's hours on.
But when we're looking at how much it would actually, we'd have to, to plant 200 trees, we'd have to factor in the cost of the labor.
Yes.
Because every entity is going to have to free up people.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes, exactly.
Or get volunteers, I guess.
Yes. And that will be put into that application.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So, even mulch too.
Yeah.
We would like to apply
Yeah.
mulch as well. So that all gets factored into that, and that kind of helps us with our matching.
Yeah.
Yeah, that those in-kind services are huge for that type of those grant programs. So yeah, we would put that all in there, and thought it would be a great way to honor the bicentennial for Madison County and be an extra program, because I know that they're working hard, that committee is working hard to build different programs to kind of showcase throughout the year. And then the second piece of that is we would like to incorporate, and this was an idea from Reese, to incorporate rain barrels. And so I sent an email out to Amy Turner. There's a public art group that they did the crosswalk there on Water Street, and they're looking for different ideas and different projects. So we thought this would be something that they might be very well interested in, getting students, high school students to younger students to local artists here through the
Gallery.
Art Society, yeah, and have them paint them and then auction them off. So I haven't heard back from her yet, but I would anticipate that they're going to be very interested in something like that, that maybe they could use those funds to then help for a future project, and kind of help out that way for funding something, another project that they may need some funds for, and if they're not interested, we can work with some nonprofit groups and maybe have a little contest or something. But I think it would be fun to incorporate that as well. So we've got some connections, some contacts. Willie Bowles has a place, I guess, that they were able to get some rain barrels for, fairly inexpensive. So even if each entity, if they are interested in that piece of it as well, even if we just have maybe 10, 15 grain barrels at each county, then auction them off, and it could be something that where, residents can purchase them, or they can be different businesses, or it can, so I think that piece of it, the details will definitely have to work out, but I love the look of them.
Yeah,
and I
I
think
think this
it-
picture of the, they could be very, very cool.
Yeah, they look amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Even the high school art classes would probably, that would be,
Absolutely.
And the other people, they're high schools.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
there was the countywide art show at the Anderson Museum of Art. There were a
Yes.
lot of artists from
Yeah.
every
From
school.
every school, yeah.
Yeah. And that we might find that spring might give them a little bit more time if we can get this to them
Yeah.
and get working on it throughout the winter and then having it ready by the spring. A little bit more than kind of start up the school for next
right.
year. But yeah, I think it would be fun. I think they would really enjoy that and kind of help showcase our students as well. So I like that idea. Any questions on that? I'll let you know how that goes. I've already sent a bit of information to Brady. He kind of leads that group. So he said, we'll, give you the floor when they start talking about their projects and ideas. And then we meet on a quarterly basis. So I figured that if they say go for it, then I'll just work on it, the next 3 months, and then we'll meet again January. And so we'll need to have things kind of ready to roll if we're going to do it in the spring. So the next is the Franklin Street project, and getting really excited about this. I'm going to be meeting with Rick Boland next Monday to go over the details. So I'll have more date and time information from him. But right now we've got it set with Bluegrass Farms for our street department to pick those trees up on Monday morning, September the 26th at 9 a.m. And the goal is that they're going to plant those trees sometime between next week and maybe the first part of October, that following week. They may be able to knock them out pretty quick. I know they did when we did it here this past spring, but I guess it was the spring before that. But they've got it down. They the same group of guys, and they've picked it up very well as far as how to properly plant those trees. So I trust them that they're going to do a wonderful job. Most of these trees will be container trees, though. We do have the snow crab that's going to be a burlap tree, and maybe the oak tree that comes out to the school. We wasn't quite for sure which one it was going to be. It'll be a little bit larger tree. But for our Franklin Street and being the narrow right of ways there and those islands, we asked if they can keep to a container tree. And we've got a lot of utility lines right around that area and stormwater. So, so I think that'll work very well. We'll be planting 19 trees. We've got 10 on the west side and 9 on the east side. Joe, Scott, Jeanette, and it was the 3 of us. We went out on that Wednesday And
You guys
we,
did a great job.
It didn't take us very long.
yeah,
when we did it.
yeah.
Mm.
No, it was great. I think, we probably had maybe 8 that cards where they're hanging on
Right.
their doorknobs and then we had 1 or 2 that got dropped off here afterwards.
Mhm.
And then we had 1, and there was a little bit of a switch. We had 1 resident that they had thought that they put it down on their doorknob. Weren't quite for sure, but they happened to come in asking about permits. And I was like, oh, you live on Franklin Street. And we started talking about it. And then they realized that they didn't get it out. So I made a switch. They wanted the autumn brilliant service berry. So just it worked out well.
Well, I think that's great too, that everybody got.
Mhm.
what they wanted. That's-
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the risky part of
Yes,
it
was.
doing that, really.
But they were all
yes,
gonna
and
want
it-
the same tree.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And they,
And it's
oh.
gonna look so beautiful.
Mhm.
I mean, I just, when they all bloom at different times and the colors are, the fall color, it's
Yeah.
gonna be, that's gonna be a showcase.
Mhm.
yeah. As I say, then we came in that Monday and then 3 of you, Jeanette and the 2 of you, Carrie, it was pretty cool because we anticipated when we gave them their top 3 choices, we thought that they would had some duplicates, but the top choice of each one of the ones that did respond, not one of them was the same. And so it was perfect. And then their neighbors next to them, Carrie, if they didn't respond and give us a selection, their preference, then we went with the second choice of their neighbor that did respond, and we gave their neighbor that tree. So then they
Oh.
would have a tree, of their second choice close by. So
Yeah, that's amazing. That sounds great.
it worked out really well. And we think that the choices will give, great diversity during the spring and the fall. Everything's going to be balanced out really well and look different. And
Nice.
so there's kind of an image there. And I know Joe Scott and I talked about it. I want to be able to stop and make an image of what those trees are, what they'll look like in the fall and what they'll look like in the spring. So then you visually can see what they will look like next to each other.
Yeah.
But I haven't got to that yet. So for now, I just put the species name on the list. Sorry, Carrie, there it is there. So we will get 2 trees of every kind, and there was 9 trees that were suggested by Bill at Bluegrass Farms. And so we decided we're going to go ahead and go with the 9. And we do have a 3rd for the autumn brilliant service berry. We originally were going to have 3 of the Franz Fontaine, but with the switch with the 1 resident, I just switched it out and he said no problem. So they're working on getting those dug in the field and ready for pickup next week. As far as
It's gonna look amazing. That's gonna look so good. Now that I can see the list. That's exciting.
yeah, and then there's the colors, Carrie. So
Oh, yeah.
on the left is how they'll look in the spring, and then on the right is how those trees will look in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. This for me, if I ever want to plant,
Yeah,
need to plant a tree
really.
in my yard.
I love this, which is it? Where is that one? I'd never heard of this city sprite Zelcora, but I love that tree.
Oh,
It
yes.
just looks
that-
like it's a flame,
Yeah.
like it's a fire.
Yeah. And I love that, that golden yellow, that leaf, but even, just the shape of it, it's
Mhm.
like, like a very, very cool.
Carrie, which one's your favorite? Do you have a favorite up
Well,
there?
I love the service berries so much, just
Yeah.
because they give the berries and then they have the spring flowers and then the fall color. And if you can beat the birds to the berries, they're so good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try that, yeah.
Yeah, they taste like blueberries. I'm really not as familiar with some of the other trees that you're showing me, but yeah, I work on the weekends. I work at Watson's Nursery.
Where's
Oh.
that at?
That's at 126th and Oleo.
Okay.
So it's not in Madison County, but so I keep trying to push the service berries to everybody. I'm like, you need to try this tree. But I really like a lot of these other ones I'm seeing too. Amazing.
Yeah, Nancy Knoll, she asked for the service berry. And she was like, that's the only one I'm picking. I was like, I said, well, you got it. then. So she's
Yeah.
excited, so. But what I would like is if we could just have a formal vote on that this is our
Okay.
selection, if you like. Just kind of show support of what trees we've selected and
Well, I would say all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That is official. You wanna
Alright.
Hit the gavel.
Order is good. So, I'm excited to see what they look like, so. And I'll work on that. I'll try, because I'd like to get that out to the residents.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So
to
that
see.
way
Yeah.
they know what they're getting
Yeah.
and they could see what it's, gonna look like, as time goes on. through the Different seasons. And I will send out an email as soon as we, and it may be approximate times. They usually work between like 8 and 10:30 in the morning time. They take their lunch from 11 to 12. And then they try to get all their work wrapped up by 2:30, so that way they get equipment back to the shop and all that. But as soon as I find out the more definite times, I will send everyone an email out. And would love for you to come and help plant if you can. And if there's any others that you'd like to
Maybe
invite,
get
bring them
some
along.
pictures to post
Yeah,
on our
definitely.
Facebook
Yes,
page.
yes, definitely. Yes, yeah, we will for sure.
Can you remind me what's the date on that again?
It's gonna be somewhere the week of the 29th of the 26th of September, that
Oh.
last. Week. So, not next week, but the week after. They're
Okay,
gonna pick up that Monday morning, most likely, as long as Bluegrass Farms has them ready. And then they'll probably stagger them out throughout that week. And then we also have which we're ready to talk about, but on that Thursday, the 29th, we'll be planting the tree at the elementary. So we need to at least get, we'll get that tree, but they said they should have them ready by early that week, all of them anyway.
okay, great.
Got them all in stock. But yeah, I'll let you know that week, next week. I'm gonna meet with Rick on Monday, and they're gonna kind of take a look at their schedule. They've got some things going on with the street departments with the roadway improvements, but we'll definitely work it in. They'll probably, my guess is that they'll probably do, instead of trying to do it all one day, they'll probably break it up into 2 or 3 days, but probably no more than 3, but likely a couple days there. And then that way they can get the mowing done as well as getting the trees planted. So I'll let you know. Then the other thing is that we've got coming up that's exciting is our school tree planting in honor of Arbor Day. I will have the Arbor Day observance letter ready for Chet. He'll sign that. We will submit that with our Tree City USA application. And then we'll submit also pictures as well from that day. Bill had suggested a shingle oak because they had already planted last year that northern red oak.
Who's Bill? I'm sorry.
Bill is from Bluegrass Farms. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And so I reached out and to Eric Schill, the principal, and he said, how about a northern red oak? And then I was like, I knew that was the one that we planted last year.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll see if he would be open to a different oak tree each year.
Mhm.
And so he was like, yes, definitely. That sounds great.
Yeah.
So Bill had suggested a shingle oak tree. He said they give great shade and they're beautiful, unique leaf and coloring.
Mhm.
So Eric said he was all for it. So that's what we've ordered for the school. And then what we'll do is he's not for sure if we'll be able to do anything in the gym. He said it'll probably just be coming like we did last year talking to the kids for a little bit, planting the tree, getting a group picture, and then going back in. It'll be a lot warmer. It should be a lot
Yeah, I
warmer
was
this
gonna
year,
say, as
so
long as
that'll
it's
be a lot
warmer, yeah.
easier.
I
Yeah,
think it was snowing.
it
Oh,
was.
gosh.
It was
Yeah.
early November, I
Yeah.
think, maybe the 5th or
Hmm.
something like that. We were, yeah, it was cold.
Those kids
came
came
out.
A lot of them
It was
had flip flops
Oh,
on,
my.
no
Yeah.
coats, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think too, this year, I'm just gonna really focus on the history of Arbor Day and, some of the benefits of trees, but kind of, really talk about what we're there to
Mhm.
celebrate, more so than how you properly plant a tree and getting into that.
Yeah.
That was my misunderstanding last year. I thought we had to talk about that for the Tree City USA, but we don't, so we'll just kind
Yeah.
of talk a little bit.
Well, and it's nice for the public and kids to know that there is such a thing as an Arbor Day Foundation that
Mhm.
organizes specifically for trees.
Mhm.
That it's
Yeah.
that important. that
Yeah, yeah.
It does exist, and a lot of people put effort into it to make it happen.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So what is the time that planting's gonna happen on the
It'll
20th?
be 2 o'clock. So we'll probably, I'll get there about 1:30 with the street department. They're gonna go ahead and pre-dig the hole, so that will already be done.
Yeah.
Either the afternoon, the day before, or that morning. And then we'll come, I'll be there at 1:30, and then if you can come, say
And we
around
just-
1:45 or
We don't even
something.
have to go through the building. We just go outside,
Yes,
around that
yes.
side.
Yes, we'll be in the back where the playground is. There is some parking area right in there, I think, as well. I think it was open, part of it, that little parking spot behind their building.
Yeah.
They can park there or on the road, of course, or then that parking to the south of the building. We kind of
I
walk
think
around.
I
but-
think that's where you could get in was, oh no, on the north side of the building. Because I think that
there's-
parking lot on
Yeah,
the south side, didn't it have a fence that was?
there, you did have to walk all the way
All the way
around.
around, yeah,
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so probably that parking between the
two buildings, yeah, I think is how we got to it.
Sounds good. I live like 2 blocks from there, so
Oh,
So,
perfect.
yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, okay. Does any one of you want to say anything during that day, or do you want to just be there and then just, yeah, I would like to take a picture of you all, with the tree.
I won't be able to be there, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. That's okay.
Mhm.
Just whoever can come, please come and it'll be nice to at least get, a few of you for the picture. And then we'll work with them to get a class picture. And I love the idea of the revisiting it there in 2031 for a class picture. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be neat
The year
for
they
all those students
graduate.
to come
The year they
back.
graduate, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that was really cool. Love that idea. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. And then Matt, he's gonna try to work up something about Arbor Day, a little educational piece that we can give to Eric that he can pass out to the students. And if they want to work that in on their curriculum that day, then they'll have that there for them, so. And then memorial trees, Aaron is not sure when they're going to plant their trees quite yet, but he said that he'll let me know. So as soon as I get a date for that, I'll let you all know. And if you can come and help Donnie and his crew out, they said that would be great. But he was thinking more October was probably when they're going to plant trees, and they were going to have 10 trees planted this year. And then I've got a thank you card. We got a donation from, and we're gonna keep it anonymous, donation. The card indicates who it is, but since we record this, I'm not gonna mention the name. So Carrie, I could tell you later, but
That's fine.
$576 is the family fund that came in for this. So we really appreciate it. That covers, probably 3-4 trees that
Mhm.
we'll be able to
Mhm.
plant.
Mhm.
So went ahead and mentioned that in the letter to them, that the Franklin Street project is, partly, made possible because of their gift. So we really appreciate that. To the right, and I'm sorry, Carrie, I'm talking, I'm not scrolling here. This is the last page. To the right shows what our balance was here about a year ago, 97.89, plus then the gift of the donation of 576. So that brought us over 10,000. The tree order is 2,669. So that is all 20 trees. So the 19 trees at Franklin Street and then the 20th tree for the school. Yep. And so once that is paid, they won't allow us to pay until those trees have been picked up. So once that invoice has been paid, we have 30 days from pickup to pay, but we'll pay, shortly thereafter. And so we'll have about $7,700 left in the account. So to work with, and that will probably go towards a tree management update that Davy Resource Group will be getting with us here at the end of the year. So that is about it. I'd like for Joe and Carol, if you could sign this thank you letter,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Carrie, if you want, I can hold off on sending it if you want to stop in and sign it.
Yeah, I can stop by tomorrow.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
into the, I can, I mean, I usually walk my dogs, so
okay,
can just
perfect.
stop
Okay,
off.
I will leave this. Let me think about. I will tell the gals, I'll send them an email of where I'm gonna put it in my office, and then they can come and get it. We'll work it out, but I'll
Okay.
make sure. I'll leave it on my desk, and then just, we'll get that communicated to them. And then,
Okay.
and then if you can come in, or I could even leave it on one of their desks. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't know who's gonna be here tomorrow, so I'll leave it on my desk. I'll send it to all of them. So make sure that you get it, and then you can sign, but I've got that conference the last day tomorrow, so.
Sounds good.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much.
Sure.
That is all I have. If you have any Facebook material or ideas that you'd like to have posted, let me know, and I can get those to Reese, and we can put that in kind of the rotation. But that's all we have coming up, but I definitely will be letting you know when we do
Yeah.
plantings coming up with
Yeah.
Franklin Street. And
That's great. Anyone else have anything? Adjourn the meeting then. And we've got our next one, so when we have our next meeting, we'll have had a lot of
Yeah.
stuff done. That'd be good.
yes, yeah, like the trees
Good wrap up for
planted,
the-
and we'll gear up that Tree City USA application. We'll get that rolling out here in November.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe in November, I could go to the town board or town council meeting and just update them on everything that we did this year.
Yes,
Good
yes,
idea.
and that's actually part of our tree ordinance. Mentions that we are to do that, so that would be wonderful. Yes. That
Why
would be
don't we
great.
wait till after we meet in October, make sure everything actually happens.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I can go in November. When is their meeting?
Yes, you're right, the 10th. Put that down. So. That's a great idea. Love it. All right. Thank you, Carrie.
Thanks, everybody. I will really try to make one of these in person. I tried. It just always seems like the Thursday that this happens, I have like some random long meeting or something. Sorry.
That is
Totally understand.
okay.
Okay.
lucky to have Zoom for
Yeah.
that very reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All
we'll just
right.
turn these off.
Thank you, Carrie. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Oh, wants me to talk to it. Never mind.
Oh, I was